Don't pause, press
What's up, you guys? It's Jono! Welcome to another lit episode of Pokemon Unite. Today, I am going to do some more whaling, and you know, whaling isn't really that big of a deal in this game. You can't even spend that much money on this game, so these videos aren't really like a huge deal. It's honestly just so you guys can keep up with my game progress. I want to let you guys know what I'm doing in the game, where I'm at in the game, what I'm thinking, and my current strategies. So I decided that I need to upgrade a couple of items for my Garchomp, and they're for different use cases. Sometimes I'm playing solo queue and I need to put out more damage, so I've got an item just for that. And there's sometimes I'm actually playing with a team. I have found some team members, and those team members are my fearless moderators, Pokegeek and Azure Shade! That's right, thanks for playing with me, you guys, and there's been a few other people playing with me as well, thank you, Hope. And we have been getting some wins, but they asked me if I would please run one specific item just for their particular team, and I decided I would do it because I'm a good team member and they asked me to do it, so it's the right thing to do. And that item is the Buddy Barrier. So of course I am upgrading the Buddy Barrier. I'm being a good buddy, all right? My buddies asked me to upgrade the Buddy Barrier. I'm a good buddy. I'm gonna upgrade that Buddy Barrier all the way to the top. So that's what we're gonna do on this video. Now, I'm not always playing in a team. As you guys know, I got all the way to Masters in solo queue. So we are going to pick another item and take that one up to level 30. And this is for my solo queue build. And that is gonna be the Rocky Helmet. So we're gonna take the Rocky Helmet and the Buddy Barrier up to level 30 during this video. Okay, now it's not a huge deal, all right? This isn't like groundbreaking, revolutionary content. I'm just upgrading using item enhancers. I'm gonna buy a little bit of gems. It's mostly just FYI. I just want you guys to know what I'm doing in the game, where I'm at, different strategies that I am trying, and different stuff that I'm thinking, stuff I learned on Reddit, stuff I learned from my teammates, all kinds of good stuff. All right, so it's a pretty simple video, honestly. Now let's take a look at what the Buddy Barrier does. You can physically see it gives me a massive shield. As soon as I get my Unite move pulled out, it does a huge shield. Now, it doesn't make you invincible. You will get knocked out, but that shield will keep you in the battle for a very long time. And as the name suggests, it gives one buddy on your team a barrier as well. It goes to the lowest HP person on your team and gives them a barrier as well. In this case, there was the Greninja who was right next to me, and I'm sure he is very happy he got that shield. So, like a good buddy, I put on that barrier, and you know, it really worked. It got me out of that sticky situation. Now I'm able to go and get the Dreadnought, so obviously the Buddy Barrier is very important. Now, I didn't want to use the Buddy Barrier. Why? Because you don't get a ton of mileage out of it. It only goes into effect when you use your Unite move. Now, how many times do you use your Unite move during the battle? I use mine about 3 or 4 times, and I try to prioritize getting it as much as possible, so I do use it a lot. If you don't spend a lot of time trying to get your Unite move, then you may not have it very often, so you might use Buddy Barrier 2 or 3 times during the battle. That's not a ton of mileage compared to Score Shield, which I use all the time, but it's so important, you guys. It is so important. Some of the most important battles that happen on the map are at the bosses, and that Buddy Barrier will carry your team through the bosses, especially if you have multiple people on your team running the Buddy Barrier correctly and waiting to use their Unite move for the bosses correctly. And then, of course, you're gonna have your whole team shielded with just a couple of people using the Buddy Barrier. If you have 3 people on your team using the Buddy Barrier, then you're gonna get 6 shields. All right, there's only 5 people on your team, so I'm telling you, this is an OP strategy. All the top teams are doing it. That's why my team asked me to do it, and I was glad to oblige because I know they're doing it too, and we are all good buddies using the barrier. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. I also got my Rocky Helmet upgraded all the way to level 30. Now, why did I choose the Rocky Helmet? Okay, this took me a really long time to think about, and I eventually was like, you know what, I just have to try it. I'm never gonna know until I try it and find out. So I will say this was a successful move. I wanted to increase my defense because obviously I'm always dying with Garchomp. I wanted to increase my HP because obviously I'm always dying with Garchomp. And the number one strategy for Garchomp with your items is to put out as much damage as possible, and the Rocky Helmet puts out extra damage. So that's really huge, you guys. It gives me the defense I need, it gives me the HP I need, and it puts out extra damage. That's just a perfect item right there, so I had to go ahead and try it. and I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. I swapped out my score shield. It's a little bit harder to score, I got to admit, but when you're in there getting those kills, it's easy to score when you knock out the enemy team. So obviously I don't need the score shield if I can just manage to get the enemy team knocked out. So I'm trying to be the best player I possibly can, deal as much damage as I possibly can, and just get in there and chomp down those enemies. I can score after I get rid of them, all right? So the score shield, not quite as necessary. Now I do miss it for those situations where I have 12 points and I'm basically guaranteed to score, and I also miss the shield. Being able to conjure up a shield while you're in the enemy base is really clutch. You can also get extra health and XP from scoring, obviously. So if you manage to do that and evolve, you can get yourself out of a sticky situation. You can also get your moves upgraded and again get yourself out of a sticky situation on the fly. So that's a very good item, that score shield. However, I decided to just try some other builds. There may be some times I go back and use the score shield because it's honestly just that good, but I think I'm gonna get used to the extra HP, the extra defense, and the extra damage being put out and stick with the Rocky helmet. So this looks like my build right here for solo queue. This looks like my final solo queue build. I worked really hard on this build. I tried out many items and I'm still testing out the Rocky helmet, but I think I'm gonna land on this build. You can see that my stats are so boosted. I have got a massive amount of stat boost going from these different items, so they're very handy. Now, one item I'm considering is the attack weight. You get extra attack every time you score. I really need to use that item and take it into some training and see how many times you can actually utilize that. How many times will it upgrade your attack? Is there a max? Is there no max? I'm not sure. If you go score 1 point, does it give you the same boost as if you score 10 points? I'd like to know these details, so obviously I have to go and scope that out. But in this case, these are the items that I have scoped out completely, and I know for a fact that they are fantastic for Garchomp. So these are my Garchomp items. Now, just before the end of the video, you guys, I got one last little thing that I need to handle. We are only on level 29 for that buddy barrier. I do believe that if I don't upgrade it on this video, I upgraded it since this video because I know that I have got that buddy barrier at level 30 right now. I just don't remember when I upgraded it. I think I upgraded it on this video, but it might have actually been after this video. But anyway, it doesn't matter that much. I got to level 30 on the buddy barrier. So I now have like 6 items. I believe it is 6 items at level 30. It didn't really cost that much, and I've been testing out all those items and I like them all. I'd even like to try to test out more items. So you guys might see me testing out more items in the future. Alright everybody, that is going to be the end for this video. Just a little update on my current progress in the game and where I'm at with my item upgrades. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to my amazing subscribers, and peace!